So there have been a lot of myths and speculations about battery health, users damaging iPhone's batteries, fast charging, not going below 20%, not charging your phone to 100%, charging overnight being bad, low power mode damaging your battery. There are a lot of myths and speculations and theories about that topic. So, well, let's cut to the chase and tell the way it is once and for all. And well, without wasting any extra unnecessary time, let's explain what battery health is. Well, it is basically reflection of the state how the battery is performing when it was new. So like if you have 100% capacity of your battery, it's pretty much like a brand new, fully capable battery. As you use your battery, the capacity is dropping because that's the way the technology is at the current moment, and there is very little we can do about it. What we can actually do is control the way how fast the battery is degrading. But here's the question, is it worth to actually care all about these rules like fast charge or not, don't go below 80%, don't go below 20%, don't charge over 80%. Like, these are all the rules that are supposed to prevent the battery capacity of our phones. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that if you try to apply all of these rules, which are very often conflicting with each other, all you are actually doing is you're already using the battery as if it was damaged. Like if you keep your phone between 20 to 80%, like you already treat it as if it was, only 60% capable of what it is when it's new. Like you understand, like you keep it between 20 and 80%. You never actually use the full battery. Therefore, you are never getting the battery life of your phone, which that is capable of, which is pointless in many ways. But like coming back to all these rules, does fast charging damage your battery? Well, not really. Like currently the technology is that because the worst thing for the battery is overall heat, and if you heat up your battery badly, like you put your phone on a direct sunlight and your phone is like overheating to the point when the phone dims the screen, when you're getting the warning, like yes, this is the thing that definitely damages the overall capacity of the battery. And if you can prevent that, well, definitely try, because you're gonna save a lot of capacity and you won't have to replace the battery that often. And it's definitely something that we can prevent, and which is kinda doesn't disturb our convenience too much. But coming back to fast charging, when you fast charge your phone, there is certain heat coming from that faster charging. And is it good for the battery? Well, it's not perfect. The heat cannot be that good for the battery, and it may decrease the battery a bit faster. But right now the manufacturers, what they do is that they make sure that even though if you fast charge, like your battery will be able to retain certain amount of cycles over time. Like with Apple, it's like 500 battery cycles, and then you get to like 80% capacity. So it shouldn't be much of a problem. But if you want to prevent your battery life as much as you can, well, I suggest that you just plug your phone at night. It's gonna charge slowly, with, for example, slower charger. You also have optimized battery charging, which takes care of the charging of your phone by itself. It doesn't let your phone actually charged more than 80% until the certain hour of the day, which your phone also monitors. So like all of this is being done automatically, and actually the algorithms, the software, the way manufacturers do their phones, make their phones, this actually takes care of the battery life for you. And with fast charging, well, the battery may decrease just a little faster than normally. Well, that's unfortunately the case since a bit more heat is produced, but like it's not something to really worry about. As I said, manufacturers guarantee that the fast charging is not gonna damage your phone like in an incredibly fast way. So I wouldn't worry too much if you depend on a fast chargers. If you wanna monitor your battery usage, if you wanna prevent the maximum capacity for as long as possible, you can always use slow charger and it's gonna get the job done. It's just you're gonna lose a little bit of the convenience of fast charging. Another thing about batteries is that you cannot go to 100%, you cannot go to 0%. Well, the truth is that if you do that, the battery may just decrease its capacity a little bit faster, and that's pretty much it. Like, it's not like something's gonna happen when you just decide to kill your battery or charge it to 100% like all the time. There is nothing wrong with that, If you kill your battery all the time, like to 0%, yes, the capacity is gonna be dropping faster. Like, for example, if you were to trickle charge it during the day when it's at 40, 50% and whatnot. But like, if that's convenient to you, if you don't care about, you know, charging your battery midday when it's at 40-50%, and if you don't want to monitor that, you just want to use your phone, hey, you charge you, as Rena Ritchie would say.
You charge you, and more power to you.
And that's definitely the case. Like, you don't have to be slave to your battery and just, you know, nervously look for the socket so you can plug the battery when it's at 40-50%, and then hopefully, you know, stop charging it when it's at 80. Like, it's just too much work. And just, you know, if you let the battery go to 0%, you don't care about charging, that's perfectly fine, you know. The battery is gonna degrade a little bit faster, and that's it. If you, however, wanna monitor it badly because maybe you have battery OCD, maybe I have that too, there is nothing wrong with that. If you like that control, well, you can charge it during the day when it's at 40%, and then, you know, don't care about not charging it to 100%, like, it's pointless. Keeping it at all the time at 100%, that's not great, but it's still not that bad. You know, I keep my iPad charged very often to 100%, often during the night, and the battery capacity, like, it's still pretty good. Like, it lasts just as it was new, so there is nothing wrong with that. I just don't let it die on me, you know. I charge it sometimes when it's 50%, sometimes when it's 70, because it's convenient for me, because, you know, I sit near the charger, so I'm like, why not just plug it now, whatever. If that's not convenient for you, definitely don't worry about that. Just like don't worry about low power mode. I made a separate video if low power mode damages your battery. No, absolutely it does not. Low power mode is just supposed to make the battery last as long as possible, but by not straining it, but actually by turning off some functions which are not necessarily for the phone. For example, turning off promotion, which will save extra battery, turning off background activity, which will again put less stress on the battery. So you could argue that low power mode is actually good for your battery, and it's gonna do absolutely nothing wrong to it. It's just, you know, when you go to that low percentages, that's not great for the battery when it comes to, you know, keeping the great battery health for longer periods of time. And that's it. Low power mode does absolutely nothing wrong to the battery. If anything, it actually may help it. So like, absolutely do not worry about low power mode. Its function is to, you know, make you use your phone for as long as possible, so you can use it when you're low on battery for as long as you want, as the phone is capable thanks to that low power mode. So again, no problem when it comes to that. Just like, you know, again, other myth that you cannot charge your phone overnight, which is just ridiculous. Right now our smartphones have great battery life, which means that you start a day with 100% and then you may finish it with 30-40%, 20%. You take slow charger, you charge it throughout the night. Mostly it sits at 80% thanks to optimized battery charging, and then it charges to 100 when it needs to. So this is actually a great charging habit that helps to preserve your battery life, because, you know, you are not draining it fully, mostly because your phone can make probably the day without, you know, actually going to 0%. So when you plug it throughout the night, it actually charges slowly if you decide to use that slow charger, and then, you know, doesn't charge fully to 100%. So like, this is actually a very good charging practice. I do this all the time with my 13 Pro. I've had it for over 6 months, still have 100% capacity. So like, really nothing wrong, as long as you avoid heat, as long as you don't kill your battery like to 0 to 10% all the time, your battery is gonna be fine. And hey, you're not a slave to your battery, you just use your phone the way you want it. If you wanna preserve that battery capacity, sure, you can try to monitor that, keep that around, you know, 40-80%. Never use fast charger, never use anything that will overheat the phone or actually cause some excessive heat. Sure, you can do that if that's the satisfaction for you. Like, you do with these batteries the way you want, because, you know, they are designed to actually be sold, to actually be possessed by many users. So like, many users use their batteries differently, and they are ready, the software is ready to prevent the capacity to a degree it's possible. And, you know, there's really not that much problem when it comes to losing the battery, damaging it, doing whatever bad to it it's possible. You know, the worst thing is the heat and killing the battery. If you don't do that, that's perfectly fine. Your battery is gonna last a long time. If you do this, well, you just have to realize the fact that it's gonna just decrease a little bit faster. So what? Like, you're using the phone the way you want it. If the battery degrades too fast, you will just replace it, and if it bothers you, you will maybe stop, you know, putting excessive heat on that and stuff like that, and really not much trouble when it comes to that. Anyway, I hope this video was useful. Hope I could help some of you, explain some of you, hopefully clearly, the way the batteries work, the way you don't have to worry about trickle charging, about going to 20%, about not charging it over 80. Hopefully now it's clear. If it's not, if you have any questions, make sure to ask me in the comments. I'll gladly answer that. Hope you did enjoy. Until next time.